Lee Yick was a man that came from China to the US in 1861. By 1864, he had made a laundry business named Yick Wo, which he maintained for at least 22 years. However, around 1885, he was wrongfully imprisoned for ignoring a San Francisco supervisor's ordinance that targeted Chinese laundries within the city. There are many reasons as to why such an ordinance was implemented in the first place. However, it was primarily due to the growing tension between white US citizens and Chinese Americans. By 1877, white workers held nightly demonstrations around City Hall, and on July 23, 1877, a white mob destroyed 15 to 20 laundries and stoned the Chinese Methodist mission. In response, the San Francisco Board of Supervisors passed more than a dozen ordinances restricting laundries, and later passed the most notable of these in 1880. This ordinance was called Order 1569 and was unanimously passed by the Board of Supervisors. It prohibited anyone from maintaining a laundry within San Francisco County without the consent of the Board of Supervisors, unless the laundry was constructed of brick or stone. Around this time, about 95% of the city's 320 laundries were operated in wooden buildings, and approximately two-thirds of those laundries were owned by Chinese people. And of the 200 applications from Chinese owners submitted, only one permit was granted. Lee Yick was one of these many individuals who had petitioned the board to continue operating in a wooden building, and despite having the approval from the health officer and board of fire wardens that his building was safe, he was still denied permission. Even though he didn't have a permit, Lee Yick continued to operate his laundry. However, on August 22, 1885, he was arrested and later imprisoned for going against Order 1569. Following his imprisonment, Yick took his case to the California Supreme Court, which ultimately upheld the decision on December 29th, arguing that the ordinance was strictly one of concern for fire safety. The case was then taken up by the U.S. Supreme Court, which noted the discriminatory nature of the ordinance, stating that it had no other explanation other than a hostility to the race and nationality to which the petitioners belonged. This marked an end to the ordinance, and what followed was a dismissal of all charges against Lee Yick and other laundry owners who had been jailed. Lee Yick was one of many to provide awareness towards racially neutral laws that are administered in a discriminatory manner. His case is one that reverberates throughout history, and the civil disobedience he employed towards a prejudiced society is commendable. His story is one that needs to be heard, for laws like Order 1569 are still being passed today. These laws must be stopped to ensure people don't encounter the same discrimination he experienced in 1885.